Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 11 of Heard You Like Me, and this one is titled Lack of Life. You got back to your and Momo's room and snuck in quietly, making sure not to make a sound. Your eyes had adjusted well in the dark by now, so you could make out her peacefully sleeping form easily in the bed and gently crawled in next to her. Man, I wish I could give you a kiss, you thought, watching her sleep easily before laying down and closing your own eyes. As you suspected, you didn't sleep at all that night and woke the next morning feeling like a squashed melon. Oh, holy hell, you groaned when your alarm went off. Oh, jeez, why is everyone so loud this morning? You said as you rolled over and groped around for your phone on the bedside table. Oh, good morning, Yin, Momo said sweetly from beside you. Is it? You deadpanned. Is it really good? I don't know about that. Oh, she cooed, reaching out to touch your face. You froze as her gentle fingers caressed your cheek, and you looked at her, your brain locking you in place. Did you not get as much sleep as what you hoped for? She asked with a worried look on her face. Yeah, nah, but somehow now I feel just fine, you said, pushing your head into her fingers a little more. She blushed and cleared her throat and then looked away and removed her fingers from your cheek. Well, I hope that your quirk works well for you today, she said, as she avoided eye contact and got out of bed and then turned towards her costume and picked it off the rack. You remained laying on the bed, your eyes following her, and she glanced over her shoulder at you as she held her outfit and then quickly looked away. I'm just going to get changed. I'll go into the ensuite to give you some room, she said, then quickly stepped into the ensuite and closed the door behind her. You raised your head and scrunched your nose with confusion, staring at the closed ensuite door. What was with her? She never hid to change. This is some real bullcrap here, you thought, as you pushed up off the bed and crawled towards your clothes, reaching out for them and grabbing them off your clothes rack before stripping your pajamas off and putting your hero gear on. When Momo came out, you didn't look at her. You really wanted to, though, and you really wanted to compliment her because you knew she was going to look stunning, but something was way off now, and you didn't know what to do with all these feelings, and so decided to just do the best thing that you knew, and that was to ignore them and ignore her. Momo went about her business very quietly while you got changed, and then you grabbed your bag in hand. You ready to go? You asked her, still not looking. Yep, she said with a nod of her head, and then she got her own bag and stepped up beside you. Okay, let's go, she said, giving you a quick smile, but you refused to look in her direction. If you had had more sleep, you probably would have just played this one off, but sleep-deprived you was pissed now. Why was she acting weird, and why wasn't she telling you anything? You were annoyed. Silently, you walked side by side down the hall to the elevator and got in. Momo could tell that you were annoyed about something by the way that you had your arms crossed across your chest and you were just staring straight ahead, refusing to look at her or even making small talk, and her heart clenched in her chest. Oh, why are we not getting along? She fretted internally, then remembered that you could hear her inner thoughts, and she looked at you. You tell me, you said to her inner thoughts, still looking straight ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, Yin. I forgot for a second, she said sadly. That's not what I asked, you said, clenching and unclenching your jaw. If you have a problem with me, just say it. Again, all of this was said without any eye contact, and Momo sighed. Yin, I'm sorry, she started to say, but the elevator doors dinged open then, and as the doors opened, you were both met with the sight of all the other girls from 1A in their hero gear standing in the lobby. Oh, what's everyone doing here? Momo asked with surprise as she stepped out of the elevator. We're all waiting for you, Hagakure said brightly, her gloves waving around excitedly. Yeah, we wanted to all head in together, Ribbit, Tsuyu added. Oh, how lovely, Momo said sweetly, clasping her hands together. What a wonderful way to show a united front. Agreed, Mina added with a bright grin. You remained silent, but internally you were kind of pissed. United front my ass. Nothing united about Momo and I at all, and now I've gone and exposed myself, and we have to have some kind of talk, but I don't know how to address it. You scowled internally. Dope outfit, a voice suddenly said from beside you, and you looked down at Jirou, who had sidled up beside you. Yeah, thanks. Had it custom made from awesomeness fabric. That's why it's awesome, you replied dryly, and then you quickly apologised for your deadpan sass. Ugh, sorry. I had 4 hours of something of crappy sleep, and so I'm a sweet lemon today. Yeah, that's my vibe, Jirou replied, in just as deadpan a voice as you, and you cracked a smirk. What a mother flippin' G, you said, holding your fist out for her to bump, which she did so, and you turned your attention back on the bright lights shining in front of you. The bright lights, also known as the rest of the girls of 1A. You and Jirou stood there watching them all chatting excitedly, and then you turned to her. Is it just me, or did we get out on the wrong side of the universe? The stars are so bright this side, you joked. She hummed. I have mad imposter syndrome right now. Right? You read my mind. Are you a mind reader? You joked, falling in step with her when everyone started walking off to the doors of the building to head across to the school grounds. As you walked, you watched Momo walking ahead while talking to Mina. She looked so perfect in her hero gear, and you couldn't help but check her out from behind. Why can't I just say, hey, I've been crushing on you since forever, let's get this out in the open, and then she'd say, yes, let's, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, it's all good, you thought with a sigh, your sigh being let out loud. You good? Jirou asked from beside you. Yeah, fine, just the weight of the world on my shoulders, you know, the usual hero stuff. It's hard being amazing every day, you deadpanned. I am burdened with glorious purpose. Jirou snorted and you looked at her, feeling yourself brighten just a little at being able to make her laugh. I'm here if you want to talk, not mushy stuff, but if you need to verbally punch something, you can vent to me, she said. Yeah, thanks, I might later. I'll see how things play out, but wish me luck, yeah? You sighed. Okay, she said with a shrug. Break a leg or something motivational like that, I don't know. You snorted with amusement this time and looked down at her again. I like you. You're like a better-looking version of me, you joked, and she coughed and looked away shyly, grabbing for one of her earjacks and fiddling with it between her fingers. You noticed, but you were too tired to apologise or whatever. You weren't sure if you had made her feel awkward or whatever, but you had enough going on internally you thought that you should just ignore this one before any more drama made you go insane. Once in the school grounds, you all headed to the classroom together, and your brain was bombarded with an influx of internal thoughts from the guys around you. Forgetting that you were hearing through your quirk, your first comment was out loud. Boy, it is loud in here today, damn, you said, and then you paused when you realised that it was actually dead quiet and all the noise was coming from their internal thoughts. Don't you dare say what I was thinking, you damn extra student, mind-reading freak. A sudden gruff voice barked at you internally. Oh, don't you worry, I won't say anything, shorty, you said out loud, without looking at the owner of the gruff voice, and he exploded internally again. Who you calling shorty? I'll kill you, he snarled, and you made direct eye contact with him and then walked over and stared him dead in the eyes. Bro, I can stare straight into your soul at this height. Pipe down, you said, and you heard a smattering of muffled snorts and giggles from the girls behind you, but that's where that conversation ended, since Aizawa walked in at that point, and you heard his disappointment arrive before he did. Here we go again, you heard him think as he entered. I love all of this whole chapter. It's just everyone's just a mood. Stay tuned for the next chapter coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.